Hello, I'm Jill Paulin. I'm a resident of Centreville, Virginia, and I've lived in Chalet Woods since 2003. Our family moved into this home before we had children, and we have since had 3 children that have grown up in the house. Our oldest is now in college. However, one of the first things we wanted to do when we bought this house was to expand our kitchen. Our kitchen was very small, and it was just never the right time. So this past year we decided it was time to jump into the game. We realized we never used our dining room. It was old and outdated. Also our front family room, we barely used just because there was not a constant flow. We just spent a lot of time in one room in our house with our family. So our neighbors had actually used Craft to remodel their kitchen several years ago. So when we wanted to start the process, I asked my neighbor who did their kitchen. We reached out to Craft, and we first met with Kate. Kate was our designer. She was very patient with us because it kind of took us a while to decide to actually start the process. We met with her, she did a design, and honestly it was probably about 9 months later that we reached back out and said we're ready to do this. She brought us into the showroom, we looked at the cabinets, the backsplashes. She gave me recommendations. As you see, I have a gray island and white cabinets. I initially wanted blue island, but Kate had a good suggestion that if we ever wanted to sell the house, which this is kind of a love it or list it situation for us, that the gray would sell better. And I think she was right. And at the end of the day, I think it does look much better with gray anyway, and it's more classic. Initially, the backsplash that I had picked, I came home and I thought about it a lot, and it wasn't right. So I took my daughter back to the showroom, and we looked at a lot of different options, and I pulled the one that we picked. I pulled and I asked Kate what she thought. She's like, oh, I think that's gonna look really good. So we went with it. It's kind of hard to envision what it's gonna look like till it's up, but I think it turned out wonderfully. During the process, because we had such a small kitchen, we took down the wall between our dining room and our kitchen, also a good chunk of the wall between our kitchen and our living room, which created an open floor plan. And I tell you, since it's been completed, we've spent so much more time as a family here at the island. We've entertained our neighbors, we've had parties. It's just a much more entertaining house than we had before. During the construction process, it did take a while. We started in September. I think a lot of the delays were because of the pandemic, delays in getting materials and such. But once it started, the biggest delay was inspections, getting those inspections with the county completed. We rerouted plumbing, and we ran into some hiccups with that. So the construction crews were great. They apologized. They knew it was frustrating that we didn't have a kitchen. But at the end of the day, I think it turned out wonderful and perfect. They're actually starting a project with Craft after they saw what they had done and they priced it out with them. So you might be seeing them next on a video.